Okay, there's a lot of videos of FSD Beta driving just fine throughout city streets, highways, freeways, on-ramps and off-ramps. What I want to do today though, is let's take it out through the country, through wine country, Niagara, through the country roads up on the escarpment of the Niagara Peninsula, where let's say the roads can be less charted and less traversed, and let's see how it does. Let's go. Just a reminder, FSD Beta does not make the car fully autonomous. I remain in control at all times. It is doing the driving, but I can intercede and take over steering, braking, or acceleration as necessary.
Now turn left onto Alyssa Drive.
I'm currently driving. Currently, when the autopilot wheel presents itself in gray, it means it's ready to be engaged. A double tap on the stock engages it. There we've got the gray wheel. Double stock. We are now in FSD Beta. First turn. It's good. Okay, we got to get out of the town a little bit before we get into the country roads, but that is where we're headed. First all on our second all-way stop. Creeping to sea, it's clear, and away we go. 90-degree right-hand turn up here.
In 200 meters, turn right onto Ontario Street.
White car coming, it's cautious. Looks like it's gonna wait. FSD is just being very cautious.
Right onto Ontario
and
Street.
Better cautious than sorry. It does depend somewhat how quickly the other car of interest approaches, I find. Not that that was excessively quick, but and of course I got waved on and waved back, but FSD at this time is not seeing the waves. I think Elon mentioned that at some point there may be a neural net that looks for those hand gestures. Screen, we can go. Great. Okay, we've got to make a left up here, but there's a left turn lane and dotted and then a solid line.
Now turn right onto King Street.
Oh, I guess we're going to take a different route today, and that's fine too. Okay, we could have gone left, but looks like we're going to go right and loop around. And it's red. We waited for this guy, but it can go now. Even though he was turning, we didn't see the signal. It's clear. We can go. That was good. It is seeing brake lights now, though. Not sure it's seeing signal lights, so it's just waiting to assess the intent of the driver that it spotted there. There's a few different mountain passes up the escarpment here. Typically, I probably would have gone the other way, but it's going to take another route up here, and it can be that the GPS has rerouted potentially due to traffic situation, although traffic's pretty light this morning, Sunday morning. But at any rate, that's not FSD's Beta's decision. It was the nav computer that's routing me this way. Okay, we've got 70 begins up here, kilometers per hour. So the route it's choosing today isn't the most sort of extreme country route, but it is still fairly rural. Once we get to our destination, we'll try an even more rural route back via the Balls Falls Conservation Area.
In 300 meters, turn left onto 30 Road.
Okay, we got a left turn coming up.
Now turn left onto 30 Road.
After this truck, it does look clear. Now it's interesting, FSD did move over for that truck at the last moment. That's good. Guy was sticking out a bit, but FSD also handled that well. So it handled both of those situations quite well. Again, no interventions, no disengagements. Now we're going up the escarpment. Winding climb up the hill here. It's a one-sided mountain if you're ever in the Niagara region. An escarpment cliff down to Lake Ontario on the one side, and then of course further on to the east, that's where Niagara Falls comes down. And then once we get up on the top of the escarpment, it's there's no other downside to this mountain. There's a vineyard to the left. We are entering a wine region. There's quite a number of wines produced here, including some really good ice wines. The climate in winter is able to produce the low enough temperatures needed for ice wine for the grapes. Wayne Gretzky, a hockey player, has a winery out towards Niagara on the lake. There are a number of wineries through the region. Okay, we've got a bit of a left turn here at the stop light sign, sorry. No light here needed. And we're going to make a left here. And there's nobody coming from the right. There is a guy from the left, but he's pretty far off. I think we can go if we punch it. And that was good. I didn't have to punch it actually, it was okay. We've got a dog on the road. Okay, it's gone. Picked up the 80 and we're on our way. Four-way stop. No one's here. We can go. Something about that intersection where FSD Beta tends to brake. I don't know if it shows in the video, but we brake a little strongly, let's say, just prior to the traffic sign. Again, it's not wrong. It's just probably not exactly how most people would do it, and if someone would be behind me, it might be surprising to them if they were too close. So just report that. In the distance, at some point you might be able to see there are windmills generating power on some of the farms out here, and this transmission line on the left is taking the power from them. So some clean energy. Bit of an S-bend here. Say wind turbines, but mills are for flour crushing. Okay, that S-bend was perfect. Actually, the power grid in Ontario is quite clean. It's around 60% nuclear, and get up to about 15-20% wind, and there's a few percent solar. But all in all, most days it's in the high 90s of non-carbon producing energy for electricity. So we also have time of use. So charging your car at night is it's only about 8.2 cents, but once you put in transmission per kilowatt hour, once you put in transmission charges, taxes, and things like that, you can figure around 12 cents a kilowatt hour in Canadian at night to charge. So you can fully charge your a Tesla for 400 to 500 kilometers for about $8 overnight of range. 400 to 500 kilometers of range for $8. Well, much cheaper than gas these days. So, the vehicle is more expensive, the Tesla's more expensive up front, but depending how much driving you do, it might make even complete financial sense for your total cost of ownership over time when you factor in the maintenance and fuel cost savings. Which it did in my case, actually. Okay, red light here.
300 meters. Turn left onto College Street.
The old autopilot without FSD Beta was confused by this intersection. It would always prompt me to take over control because it is a slight upward grade here, and it is difficult to see the where the path continues, but FSD Beta does it like a champ. I've got to get over into a turn lane here.
Left onto College Street.
Let's see if it does it. It does. It's slowing down. There's somebody behind me. So I did intervene and I accidentally disengaged, and he wasn't ready. He was falling too close, and I saw him hit the brakes.